Hello, everyone. I'm Martine Brisson. Welcome. And today, with my two coaches for the prices of one or the little message of hope, I'm with Nicole Barton, who is a life mentor, a writer, and also helps people to go through their self discovery. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here, part of this. It's a fun thing that you're creating and yeah, really useful at this time as well.
Thank you. Well, I will ask you the same question as I've been asking for the last little while, and it is, how does having this understanding, the way humans work, how does that help you to navigate the lockdown or the COVID-19 or whatever other stress could be in your life?
Yeah, I think for me, when I first came across the principles, they kind of offered me this kind of breathing space. It's like for my whole life, I had kind of felt that living in uncertainty was something to be avoided. I kind of wanted to control everything and fix and change and do things to make everything a bit more stable. And what the understanding did was kind of point me back to the idea that no matter what happened, I was always okay. There was always this wisdom within me that was kind of living me, and no matter what the external craziness was, we're almost kind of making up the external craziness in a way through our thinking, and regardless of what's going on in the external, we've always got a wisdom that knows what to do. And so for me, I think it just offers this foundational grounding in who we really are. And by that, I don't mean who we are kind of in our humanness, although it does kind of offer the kind of excitement of playing with that as well. But for me, what the first thing I think it offered was really understanding that who we are is beyond thought. Who we are is wisdom. Who we are is this kind of lived by this natural intelligence of life. And when we see that, we know that whatever happens, we're always okay. So I think, as Sid Banks said, we don't need to be, if only everybody knew that we didn't need to be afraid of life, that would change the world. And so for me, that was one of the biggest things that it really offered, was just knowing. I used to suffer with a lot of anxiety prior to the understanding. So I would be in my head a lot, kind of future thinking about what
Mm.
life might look like. I think during lockdown and during times like this, there's a lot of kind of future thinking. It's very tempting to kind of work out what's happening next, and almost take ourselves out of the present moment, because sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable. um, but I started to see that my anxiety and my future thinking was just made up. It wasn't real. And I kind of played with that for a while, because I think sometimes we can come to that and not trust it because it sounds a little bit, well, how does that make sense? But I really started to feel that in my life. Every thought that I had was creating a feeling within me. It didn't mean that I was an anxious person, because fundamentally who I was wisdom.
Mm.
But actually, we have a whole load of thinking going on that may well at times be anxious, especially at the moment. And that's just, that's just thinking, and it'll move on and it'll pass. And I think that gave me somewhat of an acceptance of of kind of the anxious feelings. And as I dropped into that, it kind of they fell away. um and just, yeah, just seeing that uncertainty actually is the only real space we've got, where we kind of never really know what's going to happen next, and we can get
Exactly.
us yeah we can get ourselves trapped in that illusion that we know, and that we're, everything's going to look the same. um but yeah, it was just getting a grounding and knowing that it was okay if it didn't look the same.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to believe our thinking because we can think
Yeah.
ourselves into a frenzy in no time fast, right?
Yeah, and but it's also what I've come to see as well since then, is that we can also kind of have fun with our thinking. It's because for a time, when I first found freedom from suffering with whatever I was suffering with, it looked like, oh great, well, none of that's true. But actually, it doesn't really matter if it's true. We can still play with it. So when we get in thinking that's kind of fun. We can play with that, and dance is who we want to be as well. So I help people with kind of a journey of self-rediscovery, of seeing fundamentally who we are, in our wisdom. That's kind of, for me, who we really are, and that's what this grounding kind of offered me. But I also help people to kind of unravel a life they love by playing and dancing as who they want to be in their humanness as well. So I think, again, lockdown's kind of offered us that opportunity and that gift of rediscovering as well, because, you know, for many of us, it means that we've had that opportunity to slow down. And in doing so, I think we end up more deeply listening to ourselves, and kind of rediscovering, you know, things that we love as well.
Mm.
So almost there's the flip side of you know, in the uncertainty, we've had all that opportunity to rediscover what's possible and what's fun and what's joyful. So yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah. What's possible and was joyful. Yeah,
yeah,
that's great. And lots of people, I don't know in the UK, but there is a joke here that stores ran out of flowers. Not really, but it was hard to come by because people started baking and and
yeah,
trying all kinds of things. So, and the joyful are just trying things for, not just for the fun of trying them.
yeah. And it's moment to moment. I guess we have different experience, you know, depending on what thinking we're in. You know, sometimes it could be a fearful experience, and sometimes it can be having fun baking. It's just, you know, all of it's welcome. And it's just understanding it, I think, that helps most. And that's what the three principles offers, is this understanding of why that is, why our experience looks different in each moment. And that's really useful to know, because I think that offers a sense of peace, and a sense of kind of possibility as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Without judgment too. Right.
yeah, yeah, because we're only judging it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Well, thank you, Nicole.
Thank
And if
you.
people want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so my website, which is www.nicolebarton.co.uk, and I also have a self-rediscovery summit as well, which is free, so people can tune in and listen to that if they're looking for something to fill their time with. There's really beautiful conversations on there, so yeah, have a little listen.
Yeah, she has beautiful interviews on her website, so be sure to catch that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, for your time.
Thank you, Martine.